Hello everybody. I just wanted to do a quick test, so I figured I might as well record what I was doing because I'm having a little bit of an issue when it comes to the alcohol markers and the ink pads. When I bought my alcohol markers, I had bought this one, which is a color box, but I'm noticing that it does tend to bleed. Let me see if I can show you. When I try to color, the ink actually bleeds into each other. So I went into my stash of stamp sets and to see, not stamp sets, ink pads, to see which ones worked out of the ones that I have, or if I have to pretty much go like a completely alternate route, because I know that there are some new inks that are working better with alcohol markers. But before I went and started buying, I just wanted to test out the ones that I had here. So just to go over what I'm going to be checking on, I have this color box, and this one is an archival die. Okay, I have this Craft Smart, which is a pigment ink pad. I have this Ranger archival ink, which is also, does it say here? Okay, I don't think it says here. If it does, I'm not seeing it. So I have this Ranger one as well. This one is black. I have this Office one. It's a Carter's, and I don't use it much, but I'm gonna try to see if it'll do what I need it to do as far as not spreading it. I have it taped up because that's how I store my ink pads. I tape them up since I don't stamp much. But I do want to get into it, since I did go ahead and buy all of these other new stamps. So this is just a regular black one that you could pretty much find probably like in a Home Depot or stuff like that. It doesn't have much information as far as the type of ink that it is, so we shall see. And then I found this other one. I only have one of this. It's Jenny Bolin for Ranger, and this one's Weather Rain. It's not necessarily black, it's like a really dark gray, so I'm gonna try that one. This one is a dye ink. It says archival safe. It says acid free, archival safe, but it doesn't necessarily say anything else besides just the regular information. And then I have this little black ink pad. It's a Hampton Arts. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna be stamping out this little dress right here, and just playing around with some of my eBay markers. Are these right here. This is the little box that I made to store them. I just recycled one of those boxes that you get those really nice fancy candles in, and then I just kind of wrapped around some string to make some dividers, added some cardboard, and voila, an instant case. So I'm going to be trying out some of these markers to see how it goes. So if you're interested to find out the results, then stay tuned. Thanks. So overall, you guys can see that from the stamp pads that I tried out, the Carter definitely had the most feathering. This one created the most feathering. The one that created the least feathering, in my opinion, was the Stamp Craft, which is this one. This one created the least amount of feathering, in my opinion. The ink lines pretty much stayed solid, even though I did go over them with the markers. They pretty much stayed pretty decent overall. The Hampton art, it's so-so. It's not the worst, but it's not really the best for alcohol markers. The Ranger Archival, it was okay, but it did feather out in some areas, like you can see right there where the little bow tie is. It feathered out somewhat there, and it's feathered out in other little areas. So even though I gave this a check overall, it does feather out. And if you're going to be working in little tight spaces, this might not be the right one for you. Actually, I should change that from a check to an X, more or less, because now that I'm looking at it a lot closer in the camera view, I can see that it did feather out in a lot of areas. What I did in the bottom is I just ran the alcohol marker straight through that, since it did have a lot of inking areas, just to see what would happen with the ink. And again, if you notice, the Stamp Craft, the lines pretty much stayed solid. They didn't feather out too much. The color box, on this one it did okay, which is kind of odd. So I left it with a question mark, because from the image I showed you guys previously, if I can find it, I'm not sure where I put it at. The girl, she did kind of feather out quite a lot when I was trying to ink up her face, and color her face in. I don't know what I did with it. Sugar. Okay, I don't find it. I don't know where I put it. Oh man. I hope I didn't throw it out. But oh well. You guys saw it. If anything, you could just rewind to the beginning of the video and see how that kind of came out. But overall, the color box on this one didn't do too bad. The Ranger actually did worse when applying the marker in the same technique, in the same way, by just coloring the whole area in. The Craft Smart, it's not the darkest of pigments, so I mean overall I guess it did okay for it not being too dark. So I gave it a check, because I guess for the kind of ink pad that it is, for the price range of ink pad that it is, it did pretty good. And then again, like I said before, the Carters is just bad, and I gave Hampton X an X. So overall, I'm gonna try to do some coloring with this one. To do some inking and some coloring with this one, just to see how the skin tones and stuff like that blend when I make a complete image. And I'm going to try to see if I can buy some different ink pads that are hopefully alcohol marker safe, meaning that they won't feather out as much, to see if it affects the image, all that, you know, like the other ones did. I'm not sure if it's the marker or if it's the ink pad at this point in time. I'm not really quite sure. This is why I used the Spectrum Noir. I used 2 of the Spectrum Noir and the Touch 5s, and I used Fine Color, which these are like cheap alternatives that you can find on eBay. I have a review of these on my channel if you care to see. But overall, I don't know. I think I'm more confused now than I was before. But yeah, I'm going to do some more tests running on these. But I just wanted to try these out and see more or less what they did. So I urge you that if you have like a variety of ink pads and you have alcohol markers and you're not quite sure what to do, then do a similar test like this. And then I guess you can figure out which markers work best for you with the which ink pads work best for you with the markers that you have. But right now my money is actually on the Stamp Craft, which is kind of weird, but you never know, I guess. When it came to all the 3 different colors, the Touch 5 being the ones that saturated the most, it actually held up really, really well, which I was pleasantly surprised. And Ranger did well as too. So I would say that these two right here are my favorite ones to stamp with. But I do have to try with some skin tones and see if it does the same thing. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys real quick. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you find this useful. And if you see this ink pad anywhere, it's by Stampcraft. Then pick yourself one up and see if you enjoy it as much as I do. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.